Good morning, everybody. This is Dave TV for the 7th of January 2011. We're in a spring-like stretch here in the Washington area if you don't live here, and it's been really nice the last 2 or 3 days, and it's going to go up to 60 again today. Sunny, feels kind of like late March, so cool stuff. You know, I hate doing this, but I'm going to bitch again on the Washington Post. You know, we're getting rumblings that they're going to be raising their subscription rates and maybe even their newsstand price. Right now, the Post costs 75 cents on the newsstand. There's a lot of rumblings that that's going up to $1 very soon. Also, we hear that the rates for the home delivery are going to be going up. You know, the New York Times just raised its rates at the first of the year to $2.50. That's for the daily paper on the newsstand. $2.50 for a newspaper. I don't know. You know, I remember the old days when a newspaper cost a quarter. You know, and you go in. I would go into a newsstand and I'd buy the New York Post and the Washington Times and the Washington Post and the New York Times, and I'd spend $1.50 maybe. You know, now you can't buy one paper for $2.50. So anyhow,
on Sirius XM's First Wave.
First Wave, love that channel.
RC recently posted.
Anyhow, so I'm looking at the Washington Post, and I'm just thinking, you know, if they're going to raise their price, I'm going to be bitching more about it, okay? So let's just go through a couple of things. I've been piling these up. You know, I haven't done Dave TV for the last couple of days because I'm just letting things pile up. Man, come on. This is today. This is Saturday's real estate section, okay? There we see Fairfax County, and there's the real estate trends, you know, whether your home prices went up or down. But look at what they put down here, Alexandria. The breakdowns for all these different zip codes are for Alexandria. They didn't put Fairfax County in here. In fact, Alexandria, I think, was run last week. I mean, you know, this is not the first time the Post has made this dumb mistake in the real estate section. Does anybody bother to even proof these pages before they're sent to the printer? Fairfax County with the Alexandria breakdown. I mean, it's stupid. They made this mistake over and over again, and they made it again today. It's like this paper's on life support. Nobody's paying any attention. The nurses walked away, and the paper's just floundering there. This is bad. When they continue doing crap like this, it's basically that just tells you, it shows you their contempt. Their contempt for the local print edition. You know, the Washington Post soon really should change its name to the National Post because a lot of their stuff is national in origin. Now, what I'm saying is, look at Lisa D. Moraes. Okay? This was her column from Friday. Okay? I like Lisa. I do like Lisa. I'm a media crazy. I love reading all this insider stuff about the networks and programming and stuff. And I do enjoy reading Lisa. But look, this is her lengthy column. And this is, you know, I mean, how long is this thing? And it's all about insider stuff at the network brass in LA. You know, they're having these meetings. They have these, they you know, all the networks go, you know, every early in the year, and they all show their programming crap. And then she goes in and talks to all the programmers, and you know, and this is interesting stuff. I find it personally interesting, but does it really belong in a Washington local paper? You know, the people that read Washington, you know, they're not. This is not the LA Times, you know, where you have a large contingent of your readers that care about insider network LA strategy. You know, this is the Washington Post. And, you know, I guess why some of this merits some coverage, I guess, because you're talking about, she's writing about PBS, which is based in the Washington area. But it breaks into all these winter TV press tour things and a lot of insider stuff. And you just kind of wonder, you know, when the Washington Post doesn't bother to cover local media issues, you know, reporters come and go, news directors get fired, lots of, you know, Mark Plotkin goes on a rage yesterday at Channel 5. You don't find any of that in the Washington Post because they're so busy telling us about what's happening in the LA corporate offices of programming. I find it kind of an odd mix. You know, I kind of think that the Post just says, Lisa, she's been here so long, we'll just let her write whatever the hell she wants. And again today in the Saturday paper, a really long piece again, long, goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on about the winter TV press tour and how NBC's ratings suck and what they're trying to do to fix it up. You know, I can get all this stuff at Dateline Hollywood, you know, that Nikki Fink's site. She writes it really well, too. You know, do I really need it all in my print Washington Post? You know, there's so few pages in this print Washington Post style section on Saturdays. It's only 6 pages, and they have to fill it up with a bunch of insider network crap. You know, I like it personally. I think I enjoy reading it all, but do I really want to? Is it really a good fit for what the hell's going on at this poor, sinking, sad paper? I don't know. And then I've got to pick couple more things of the Post. I don't know. They always say, write a grabber headline. Write a headline that's going to really sell papers. How about this? GOP hopefuls move on to NH. This is from Thursday's paper. That's a really gripping headline, man. I'm gonna buy that paper. Wow. I mean, it's like, oh God, sleepy deep. And then this. I mean, come on. This is the local living section. They're doing the legislative previews for like Virginia here. Any women there? I mean, these are, I guess, are the silhouettes of your local legislators, and they're all men, right? They're all wearing pants, and I don't know, man. Come on, there's lots of women in the Virginia legislature. If you look at it here, look at all those women. There's Janet Howell. I like her a lot, and there's all these other people. But I mean, it's just stupid. I don't know. A lot of dumb little mistakes in the paper. Really, it's getting sad. It really is to sit and look at that Post and think of, man, they really. I think what they're going to be in a couple years, the Washington Post will be the national Post, and it'll be a website about national news and politics. That's what it's coming out to be. I started up this fuzzface.com site a couple weeks ago, and it's amazing to me when you go to it, and I'll give you a quick shot look at it here. Here it is. When you go to this, there we are. When you go to the website, take a look at it's amazing how many news stories you get that you don't need to go to the Washington Post or the Baltimore Sun for. You go to WAMU.org, NBCWashington.com, WJLA. You can go to Washington City paper, WTOP, the Gazette, WBAL, ABC2 News, Huffington Post. There's a lot of places in the Washington area to get news, local news, without having to go to the Post or the Sun. It just kind of shows you how those papers, even in their own local media universe, are kind of really shrinking. And, in fact, there's a lot of news I find on these other websites that I can't find at the Post or the Sun, and which is even worse for the Sun because the Sun charges for its website. And yet you can get better news. Honestly, I go to these websites now, local news websites, and I can find better news, over there on all the Baltimore TV station websites, and and it doesn't cost me anything. Man. And I'm also finding a lot of these local websites, some of them are really irritating, When you click on them, they do the pop under ads that don't go away. You have to go and find them later and click on them. It's really irritating. Channel 5, My Fox, what is it? My something Fox, My DC Fox, My Fox, it's like My Fox DC. Oh, it's an irritating site. It's heavy. It's full of these pop under ads. It's really annoying. The other site I'm finding that I really don't like in terms of that is the Examiner, WashingtonExaminer.com. It's got this corner thing that pulls down over the page, and then it pops under things. The other bad site, I think, is Washington Times. I find some interesting stories there, but again, it's just one of those heavy, junky sites that has a lot of clutter and pop unders. And, so my 3 watch out for sites that I find are to drive me crazy are myfoxdc.com and WashingtonExaminer.com and that other one. Huffington Post is another bad one too. Huffington Post /DC, real heavy site, and it just takes forever to load. Some of these web designers really need to take some time and energy and start making their sites lighter and easier to read. And those pop under ads, they're really annoying. Sometimes you close a web browser page and there's like 5 or 6 of these pop under ads, and it's just really, really annoying. All right, so what's the big news? We'll give you a quick run through of the big news of last week. WNEW, the new all news, has set a launch date of January 19th. They'll be launching, not next Thursday, but the week from Thursday. They have their whole lineup of their anchors, which a lot of the names we told you about ahead of time. So check that out. That's on DCR TV. And I think that was probably one of the biggest stories. We're still wondering if CBS is going to be planning a federal newser for 1580 to compete with WFED. So that's one of our big stories of the past week. Looks like WNEW will be carrying some ABC newscasts because even though the station is owned by CBS, CBS is still committed, contracted with WTOP to be on their station through 2013. Oh yeah, and some sad news here. Ron Smith, who passed away back in December, pancreatic cancer. There will be a tribute to him on Tuesday, January 17th at 11 a.m. at the Crowshar Auditorium at Goucher College. Get there early because they say seating is limited. Doors will open at 10 a.m. And the memorial service will be broadcast live on WBAL Radio and on Channel 11's Plus channel. Ron Smith there, one of the greats. And we also reported that Mark Platka was in a brawl there at Channel 5, so check that out. It's a shame, and again, why the Washington Post sucks these days. That would have been a good gossip column-y thing for them. Maybe it'll be in Monday, who knows? The rewrite gals just didn't get around to rewriting that one, did it? Did they? All right, folks, that's Dave TV for today, the beautiful Saturday, the 7th of January. Flock of seagulls, first wave. I'm gonna get my hair like that, the big poofed up blonde craziness. I like that. Couple of good pop hits there from the Flock of Seagulls. All right, everybody, have a good one. Have a great weekend and enjoy this good weather. See you later, and don't forget to stay tuned.